I don't have an
We
extra.
have to reopen.
Sorry.
Okay, so let's reopen the meeting for our budget. Ready?
Lunch. Chocolate.
Are we doing?
Very good.
No.
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
Or,
Mr. Bernard.
here.
Mr. Bernard.
Here. Here. Okay. We want to start.
Marty, here, I brought, it's similar to what I brought. The last one, just give you guys at the board an understanding of their position on the reserves and what they have. So if it's okay with you. Our current cash available in the general fund that has not yet been budgeted is $356.36. Our current reserves, which are funds, 921 undivided sales tax, 928 justice sales tax, 943 casino tax, and 949 MCO are $13,911,252.29. As a reminder, the reserves at the beginning of the year were slightly over 15 million. Since the beginning of the year, the board has utilized reserves for a total of $4,293,007.60. Here's the breakdown of that utilization. From Fund 921, the undivided sales tax, I won't give every single total of this loan. CSV generators for slightly over 200,000, 24,000 for the units office project, 2.3, there's two different ones. 2.3 million to supplement the general fund budget, 200,000 for a grant match, 63,000 for property purchase, for a total of just over 2.8 million from Fund 921. From the justice sales tax, there was $10,000 used for the prosecutor's conference room. From 943, the casino tax, there was the Marine Patrol grant for a total of $8,000, just over $8,000. From the 941 MCO, 500,000 went to Valley Vision, 100,000 supplement the general fund budget, and just recently the 800,000 transferred to general fund contingency for a total of 1.4 million from Fund 949. So the total utilized is just over $4 million. And I want to remind you that those funds, you receive updates on these funds and financial report. Actually, receive updates on all the funds in your financial report. And these four, along with the general fund, are included at the very beginning for your we have made up a portion of what has been utilized from the reserves with excess sales tax and excess casino. Current reserves are about 20% of the total budget.
Thank you, Martha, for that. Where, commissioners, do we want to go from here? Start. Madam Auditor?
I have
Any?
mine ready if you want to talk to.
Why don't we-
Deal with each of us.
I mean, I guess, yes.
No, I'm
Oh,
I know
I
that.
thought you were wanting to speak.
no.
Sitting,
Okay,
do you mind?
no,
When I
you have to start somewhere, right?
These are notes on that was general county update, but for my office in particular. Again, a lot of this I reviewed with you the last time that we met, and I kind of condensed it somewhat. But I do want to make sure that I remind you of something. It's important to remember that the auditor's office brings in revenue to the general fund. In fact, the auditor's office portion of the estimated revenue for the general fund was $3,286,600. Most of this comes from conveyance fees. Conveyance fees are $4 per 1,000 collected by our office on non-exempt property transfers and the 50 cents per parcel on all transfers. Exempt property transfers are things like going from a quick claim deed, which is something I've experienced with in my own family. When we were getting my husband's affairs in order, we did an exempt transfer with a quick claim deed. Those are exempt transfers. Non-exempt are when money is exchanged. So and this is by statute, this isn't something that we make up. As of September 25th, 2025, we have brought in $2,763,337.91 to the general fund. Of that amount, $1,948,673.30 was conveyed. The budget approved in my office in March was $3.4 million, which was then increased to $3.55 million in early August. Please note then that of the $3.55 million, our office provides $3.286 million. So 92.6% of what has been of what we utilize is provided by our own office. The Board of Commissioners has been given a list of my office's mandated duties more than once, but I think it's important to note that in addition to the services mandated by statute that our office provides, we also provide IT services to almost the entire county government, supporting all other mandated services. When I took office, we had 43 employees, we now have 39. I want to remind the commissioners of the following ways my office has worked to save money in our budget. We worked at saving non-payroll, our biggest cost is Chief Deputy Hannaford's parent pay has been frozen. A pay increase for certification promised to my weights and measures employees has been frozen. No overtime unless an emergency comp time has been encouraged. We lost 3 employees since March and have not replaced them. Since my pay is statutory, I have absorbed costs personally and have saved the office just over $2,000 with plans to do. Through these efforts, our variance was reduced from $394,296.60 to $293,277.70. And most of that was from the resignations. The $150,000 added to our budget in August then reduced our projected variance to $143,277.78. Our current projected payroll variance is now $145,608.30. We've had to authorize some overtime due to an earlier deadline on a real estate abstract, and think we may need them. However, an examination of our non-payroll account has shown us that we can transfer some budget to make up the difference. So we are asking for what we asked for. So we're going to $143,277.77. As a reminder, in my letter to the commissioners on March 4th, 2025, I stated with the proposed $3 million budget, I would need to lay off about 20. Since then, 3 things have occurred. Our final approved budget was increased by $400,000 to $3.4 million. The commissioners increased our budget by $150,000 to $3.55 million in August. We've had 3 resignations, 1 in IT, 1 in real estate, and 1 in GIS. As stated during previous meetings, it's important to understand that while these things bought us time and reduced our variance, they did not eliminate the need for layoffs. With the support of the union, I delayed laying people off in hopes that the board would fund the office appropriately. On June 10th, the board met to discuss the budget again. It's also raised hopes that the board would act, especially when mid-year reviews were discussed. So I continue to delay laying people off. I also want to remind everyone that the commissioners have requested that offices and departments delay layoffs. While we appreciate the increase of $150,000 in August, as I stated at that time, it will not be enough to keep the office open a year. As I stated in August, with the delay in proper funding of my office, there's a price for the layoffs will be brought. The board needs to understand that if nothing changes, all my employees will be laid off on October 27th, 2020. My office will close at that time and no functions will be performed. I want to refer you back to the revenue side of my office. We'll be unable to generate revenue, we close. For just the conveyance fees, the county will lose an estimated $383,000 in revenue. Throughout this process, it's been stressed that mandated services take precedence over non-mandated services. If my office is forced to close, mandated services, not just in my office, but also offices throughout the county, will be impacted. $143,277.78 is needed to keep the auditor's office open to continue both the mandated services it provides, as well as the support it provides for our mandated services. What I included, the spreadsheet that I included is our payroll, general fund payroll, and it shows the variance that.
Well, I want to thank you for your thoroughness because it's very easy to read and it's, as for commissioners that. Where's I don't know, Danny, did you go to college? You did. You graduated school of hard knocks.
West Virginia University.
Are there any questions?
No, we appreciate the time. Commissioners,
I think we all knew that.
yeah, we pretty much knew what we were.
More money.
And just want to thank you for,
So the three employees, just the three employees that you're down now, you had 43 until March and then the three left, you just didn't replace them. Which, so you just recently got down to
Correct.
39.
Yeah, I was down actually, so I was actually 43 is what I started with. I was at 42 at the beginning of the year. I think that I came a little bit more thoroughly at the last meeting, but just as a review, what I did, having a union, I walked into a union that was formed about a month before I took office. Having a union, you can't just eliminate positions. So as people retired, and I found when I came in and I assessed everything, there were areas of my office that were overstaffed and there were areas of my office that were understaffed. So as I lost people who retired from some of those areas that were overstaffed, I gained, and again, this is over the last 2.5 years. So I started at the beginning, we gained some, we lost some, we still had a net loss of 1 at the beginning of this year. And I had no intentions of adding anyone else. At this point in time, with the 3 that we've lost, we're not going to replace this.
So going forward, that 39 is a good number for the department.
That's what I intend. Yes.
okay,
And to be honest with you, prior to budget issues, it was always my intent as folks retired to examine, look at things, and reduce as I could.
thank you, Mark. Why don't we move with Stephanie and Andrea because.
Sorry, these, some figures that we have put together.
How are you?
See, what we passed out to you right now is our fiscal officer sees our shortfalls coming. Luckily, we were given a grant for the primary election, which absorbed some of the costs. It was very specific grant, so we couldn't use it for only very specific things. But it did help. We're asking for less than what we came in asking for originally. And these are the only shortfalls that we see right now. And that's not to say we won't still tighten our belts and keep running as efficiently as we can to hopefully give some money back. But this is immediate shortfalls that we can see.
So basically 38,104.
Yes,
Okay,
for sure.
38,000, right?
Yes,
An extra copy of this?
yes.
In that grant, we used 209,000. It was specific to poll workers, poll books to the election because the state, we weren't able to use the electronic poll books, and we had to do all the retrain and everything. But this election, again, will be full staff, and we have to retrain them on the new equipment. because most of them never even have.
There will be a little more training involved than we
Right.
normally have because the new, which we have been authorized to use this election. Have you know?
I have no questions, commissioners. No, I think that's fine.
Just the only question I have is next year then. As we're projecting in next year's budget, your budget should be exactly what we had this year, what we give you. Because Mark stood here and said it costs no less to do this year compared to another year.
That's not true, because number one, we cut down, we try to save money on cutting down on poll workers, how many are at the precincts. Which next year will be a state governor's, like, we'll be using more poll workers.
That's what I thought, but Mark said, no, it's the same in a lesser year, it doesn't cost any less. He said we still have to do the same amount of work.
The number of precincts open.
We still have the same amount of precincts, we have the same amount of mandated voting hours. We have to order more ballots, we have to have a full boat poll workers plus a reserve that is mandated by the Secretary of State's office of 15 to 20%.
They even mandate us on our increase in training on different elections, even number of years. That goes up, and as we all just seen. The raises that judges, commissioners, board members are getting next year. The increase in health insurance that came across everything. It's not gonna be the same.
I'm just saying, when I brought up last year what it cost and that the budget was about the same this year. He said it's no less work this year, it's the same amount of work, whether it's an off year or not.
Well, it's,
Well, but I asked him specifically, why do you need the same amount? So in theory, it should be the same thing next year. He said last 2024 was the same. That's why I was asking that, because they sat there and told us.
this does not include the grant money, but
All right, not the grant money, I understand the 200,000 in grant money, so that's. But he said basically it costs the same to do an election, whether it was in a non-presidential year, or non-governor year, or not.
Commissioner, I think we can take that up at some other time.
I'm just laying the foundation for what we spend now into the future, because it was told it was to be the
I
same.
would rather just,
Do you think there'll be grant money available next year?
no. Unfortunately, no.
Does that mean that we have to come up with an additional 200,000?
Well, that's what we're saying. We saved a lot of money this year. And we cut down.
That's what we have to look at.
That's what their help that we could possibly cut. Trying to be as,
So we know bare
Like
minimum,
whereabouts
you're gonna need
works.
at least 209,000, 10,000, whatever, just to get to where you're at right now.
If it wasn't for that grant, we would be coming back to you at this
Whatever.
point.
It's been 40 instead of
Exactly.
38, right? Yeah. Okay, well, you have to keep that in mind. And it's gonna be a big election. Yeah, you got the government race.
knock it down one at a time.
All right, so you need 38 to finish out.
yes, and hopefully.
Nothing
We
goes
can
wrong.
tighten our belts and give some back. This is a projection, we don't have a crystal ball, unfortunately.
Okay, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, we have, maintenance?
See.
Yeah. Commissioners, so you where the last time we met, we had a large number pulling reports yesterday, going through as of yesterday. Now, I didn't include PERS and workers' comp and all that stuff into these numbers, but on payroll gonna be 170 short in the year,
170,000.
170,000,
But
but that's not
But you didn't
including,
include hers. Just a quite a significant amount.
yeah, that's just the,
PPRs.
Yeah.
that's just the payroll. Or the wages.
Okay.
But it needs,
You have-
it has to include PERS and all of that, it has to.
Do you,
Okay, so I can take that times 14.
Yeah. No, but you have all the other stuff too to go with it.
I'm not worried about workers' comp.
Yeah, that's done. That's done here, but. But the insurance, health insurance,
Well, I don't know if you include that.
needs to be, that's part of that's a part of the way.
We did the reports that it broke up the wages. So for PERS, we've used 81%, workers' comp, 34%, Medicare, 83%, hospitalization, 89%.
Okay, hey Daryl, so remind me what you said on PERS, you have what percent are you at to date?
PERS,
83?
Hey.
So you have money left in your PERS line.
in the PERS, we're at 73%
Okay,
used.
We only have 6 payrolls left
right,
for the year.
what is your,
Yeah, it's 25%, so that should make it to.
yeah, they should make it, but I'm not sure, I don't wanna. Okay, so what do you?
At least what, that's what my college degree tells me.
Is this building?
That is West Virginia.
This is just 1030.
You're not in Ohio State.
You gotta roll.
And then there's being.
Oh, you better watch, you better watch, you better watch. There's a lot of Ohio State fans.
Based on.
I don't watch much football. I don't have
that
any
many.
choice.
I could hear less than.
Yeah, I don't.
I know you do.
Like Ohio State.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And I was told, my daughter was a Toledo Rocket. I was not even lying for her. That was so bad. My daughter.
Toledo. What do you think? You'll come?
In any, anything left in the workers' comp, can be transferred. Yeah, the workers' comp has been paid and done. Yeah, I'm not so worried.
Major issues.
Is it like 800?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't give you guys, just I have an idea of utilities, what I want to see happen. Yeah.
How many pays left, Sheriff?
A 6.
6.
So take that to 6. So that's just what useful.
This doesn't take into account longevity.
We have some work to do. Because they've got two
Okay.
departments, they got vehicle and building, so
We wanna
I don't
go-
wanna throw a number and then give you the wrong number.
We can address that.
Randy, are you here for budget? Were you invited to this one? I'm not sure who invited.
I wasn't on the original email. Other people forwarded it to me. Would I not be?
Did you need
I
money?
only, I only did a certain part on what we had, but if you,
It was what?
that's
I'm
fine.
probably a little short on healthcare, I think. Probably less than 10,000.
Do you guys have it anywhere where you can move that money? Other line items, I mean,
Well,
where you're gonna be heavy?
Those might be not heavy.
No, I get it,
It'll
but
be-
heavier, I should say,
Those
where you're
might
gonna be
end up-
okay.
Everything else is gonna be like really tight, so we may end up dropping a few hundred here, a few hundred here. There's only a couple places to move it from in general fund.
Right, yeah, I
I
understand
don't,
that.
have a whole lot, we moved $270, 290 some yesterday. We have a couple thousand, but we might need that to cover if we're a couple hundred short,
Got you,
you know.
okay,
We're gonna be real tight on everything else, but healthcare, because of some moves, might be between 5 and 10,000 short.
So commissioners, what they don't account for, and it's of no fault of any department head or elected official.
Yeah.
Is what I've been trying to kind of. I don't know what that sweet spot is for the Board of Commissioners when we're looking at budgeting for 2026. It's something that I wanted to bring up, and specifically after speaking with courts. When you go into a budget for the year, and if you had people who were on a single plan, they were just budgeting for that single plan, which is significantly less, of course, than a family plan. So what happened is that specifically with the courts, as well as other departments, but because their budget was so tightly ran to begin with, they had some individuals who transitioned from a single plan to a family plan, and that does increase their budget in healthcare. It's just the truth, and then when I tell you it's a $2,000 swing, it's a $2,000 swing. So a month chargeback, department chargeback. So it's quite a big difference. So what I had suggested going into 2020 or 2026 is, and again, I'm not saying it's the right answer, but would you rather us budget for family plans up front? Or, I mean, that's how we gotta look at it a little bit more realistically, because otherwise we are gonna have this on the back end where people change mid-year. Things are gonna happen. People are gonna get married, people are gonna have children, so on and so forth. That's a qualifying life event, and that does enable them to change to a family care plan.
Well, the problem with that is that's significantly across the board change our budget.
Yes and no, it's,
You're talking double
well,
at least, right?
but
Well,
I'll
that's
also,
only if they get married, what if the spouse dies?
Well, no, but what Alex is saying though,
Yeah, I'm going to
is
say.
for the departments to budget in advance for like.
what I'm
family
telling you
plans,
is
know.
there's no way to do it.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm telling you. So in his defense, not in his defense, but in everybody's defense, we don't have a crystal ball. Hey, tomorrow somebody's gonna have a child. Hey, tomorrow somebody's gonna get married. We don't have that algorithm. So that is where he's a little bit short. And I can attest to, from an HR standpoint, yes, he did have a couple employees switch from a single to a family. That's all I'm telling.
And new hires that need insurance as
Yeah.
opposed to someone left who didn't have insurance.
So Randy, what you're saying is you're like
Just
5 to 10,000 short of your budget
on healthcare, yeah.
on healthcare.
Mhm.
What about,
I think we're.
You're good
tight
with
on
the rest.
Everything else, right now, I'd say we're within, and I probably have enough to move around and cover the other things. That's the plan. I
okay,
mean, I don't wanna be here asking for that. But try to make everything work.
I understand.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, I can't not pay health. I mean, you know, none of us can, right? That's all. I mean,
Now's the time we need to know where you are gonna get stuck at the end with
well,
nothing.
this is why I'm wandered across the street after grand jury. Yeah.
Cause you have nothing in writing, no exact figure like everybody else. Can you get that?
And I didn't get. It'll be,
It
it won't be more than 10, but it'll probably be a little bit more than 5.
So it's gonna
I mean,
be
you want it
75.
I mean, it's like I said, I wasn't on the initial invite.
But we know we kind of
You
get.
want something in writing? I'll be glad to put anything you want. I don't.
If you could, that'd be good. As we sit and review these things, we need to be able
Okay.
to see who needs what, so
Understand.
we're already up over. Well over what we have available, so we're gonna have to look at this thing hard.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you yet
We're getting there,
Well, I really rather not.
saving the worst for last.
We can wait and see. I mean, I don't have any problem. We're not gonna
He's done.
run out of next.
It made a hole. I'm not even letting him talk.
We're gonna come in okay.
either. I already asked to review.
Sure, so it depends on one thing essentially, but I think we're good.
I think we'll be out there.
We gonna need a while for maintenance, Alex?
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I think we need to look at it all. Sorry, collectively. I just think, did Kay run those reports? Or did you run those reports? It's just the way that we're looking at it isn't effective. We need the by employee, not build up.
And that's just payroll, that's not maintenance repair.
Yeah, that's my next issue. Yeah, that's just
You wanna call her?
one half of your ending, if not the other half. So we need to look at. If I need to go get my
She
computer,
was looking at 70,
Well, both
got
reports are
75, she only has.
both
50, so she would be.
vehicle and
Need
building,
another 75.
but it didn't combine the PERS, the healthcare. It,
She's
I
done a
don't,
memo up or anything?
I know, she didn't say, I haven't seen her.
Give me
I
what you
talked
got
to
there.
her. She was asking the last time for 150,000 and we gave her 75. So I was anticipating her needing the other 75,000. But I don't know why she's not here.
And I do know she came up, the only other thing I can say is she came up to Human Resources yesterday looking to change, again, we may have a potential single to agreement within her department. So I don't know, again, I can't account for that. Guy.
Well, she literally asked for 150,000 last time she was here and we gave her 75. So I was anticipating another 75.
Okay.
If we could be safe, and I feel like we could be safe in saying that. It might be less, because I had anticipated that Board of Elections would need 82,000, and they came in asking for 38.
Right, we gotta let them do it. We can't speculate and guess what they think. Everybody knew we had this going on today. If they didn't submit something, that's gotta be on every department that's not submitting things or not asking.
Well, we only,
Because first time we say, well, we need to get first some, then we may have another department come out and say, well, what about me? You didn't ask me.
Danny, we only invited those who were cut in their original budgets and that were coming, that's all, those are the only departments.
Brings everything.
No,
No.
no.
For 5 departments.
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
6?
Yeah. They're all right here.
Okay.
Well, the Munich we're trying to have.
Well, not counting maintenance. And I had 75,000 for the quarter, we're about 430,000 needed. Not counting
Us.
Commissioners.
170,000 counting us. So, but the figures that we've had so far.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
So now it's your turn, I guess.
Okay. What I have now for negative balances, we have negative numbers in these funds. We have insurance of 178,692. We're negative in utilities just till now, 140,000. We have, the commissioner's attorney that's hauling in Muirton, we pay for, when they actually try to prosecute these animal abusers. So we pay for that attorney too, and it's very reasonable, but we're negative there by $2,600. Those two I got together. Now we're negative in our purchasing, which is Kathy Seagraves. She does all of the buildings, everything that she needs to get these buildings cleaned. She's at negative 144.31. I would guesstimate maybe at the most, like, and it's hard to do. It wouldn't even be 15,000. That's paper towels, all that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, I 15,000, and that's a guesstimate. And then we have my muni courts, which I have the funds in there to transfer from our funds. That's why I was moving some. We're negative there, almost $7,000.
Can't count that fund.
Yeah, we're not gonna, take that off. So we're still looking at like 335,000 is about where we are. That's in negatives. My suggestion about the utilities is that we run them for the rest of the year. There's no way to firm up a number for that. There just isn't. Run them in the way we have been. I talked to Christy about this a little bit, and then we make them whole. Departments where we have money coming back to the general fund, then we pay them, make them whole. Just a suggestion.
Well, we need $1 million anyway, $1 million anyway.
Well, we know it based on the sales tax, what we've seen before, we've all been reported up to July or August, right, Christie?
Sorry, what was that?
The sales tax has been reported to what date?
Through September,
Yeah, we-
through July.
July. So we got August, September, October, November, December.
No,
5
no,
months.
we're 2 months behind.
2 months behind, so November and December will be in 26.
We
Okay.
technically, we have 3 more months of sales tax to go. The amount we
more
receive in October, not received in November, and not received in December. for them to
Right.
period. Mhm. Yes,
So so how many more months are we still gonna collect that we haven't collected yet?
great.
3 more.
Yeah, we receive it once a month.
And we've been getting,
We already
we've been averaging over 300,000 every month.
So average 300,000.
I'm
We had some fours.
saying that, but,
Yeah, but traditionally, October, November, and December can be lower than what's anticipated.
October can be, and we don't really know what October is going to.
None of the
look
months
like.
have been yet.
Yeah, but
Not one of
according,
them.
according to last year, in that October, October, we start seeing a decrease.
Martha Trumbull County. October is an unknown. We'll just say that, because this year, we had that extended sales tax holiday in August. October is when we collect August, when we're distributed August. So we don't know what that impact is going to be as far as October. You can't necessarily.
But last year it was down.
Absolutely, it was down, and we do get some of that back within the local government fund we got it at the end of the year, close to the end, so it was still in 24, but it doesn't really make up for the difference.
we got $15,000 back.
When it,
So if we go on past history, we have to watch October.
yeah,
and
which is
November, December.
why we.
Well, when she gave us our budget at the beginning of the year, what she estimated, we estimated lower than we collected in past years, and we've come up higher than what we've had in past years.
In the
That's
previous
couple hundred
months,
thousand
yes, but
Yes.
October, November, December is a different breed.
And we didn't know,
Why would it trend differently? I don't understand why it trend differently.
Christie Sesteric Auditor's Office, last year in 2024, historically throughout the year, we were 200,000, 180,000, 264,000, 320-some-thousand. I'm even at 342,000 more than what we had estimated earlier in the year. But when you go out to November and December, I was shorted $61,000, and November was only over $40,000.
right?
That's doing really well throughout the rest of the year, but we got to November and December, which would have been September and October's taxes, and we weren't anywhere near what we thought we were.
But you estimated lower this year.
I did, but not significantly lower.
Right, and again, to Martin Trumbull County Auditor, just to reiterate, as a member of the budget commission that certifies our estimated revenue. It is good budget practice to underestimate your revenue. You do not want to overestimate your revenue.
I agree too. We're just trying to get around it, how much money we have to spend.
November and December are just so hard when you're looking at them compared to the rest of the year, like you said. It doesn't follow a pattern with the rest of the year. It's not like you start out in January and you start getting more and more excess taxes. It's just harder, people saving money before the holidays, and we don't see that holiday shopping until this year. These are 2 months behind.
So we have what, August and September to come in yet?
August, September, and October to come in yet.
3 months, yes.
Do we know what those figures are for August and September yet?
We won't know until August taxes, we'll know in October when we
So
get it.
that'll give us a good indication maybe.
It usually comes in around the 18th of the month. We get these.
Now, the state doesn't reimburse us for those 2 weeks that.
They did, last year they gave us $15,000 to make up for the
It
sales
doesn't,
tax
it's
holiday.
not.
And we didn't receive it till the end of
That's what
December,
we're
I'm
at.
not sure we posted it in just January because it was received, like last minute.
Do we have any idea how much those 2 weeks cost us?
We won't know until we get them. We can't know. They don't give us forecasts, they just give us, once they collect it and they distribute it, that's when we know.
Now, does each state get the same amount or do?
Each county,
Yeah.
I think that there's a formula that they follow based on what they have in excess versus what we lost. So I don't think it's like every county gets the same amount. There's a formula that they follow. And I can't pretend to understand.
So last year, when we only had, what would we have, 1 week of no tax?
Right,
How much did the state give us then?
15,000,
but
and
it's,
they didn't give it to us through the sales tax program, they gave it to us through the local government.
So 2 weeks, So you told me for 2 weeks, they're only gonna give us 15,000?
We don't
We
know.
don't know.
Oh, we don't
We
know
don't
what
know.
they're gonna do.
We don't
No,
know.
they say it was 15,000 last year for the
Last
1 week, but
And
it's probably.
again, it's based not just on like what we've lost or what they think we've lost, but it's also based on what they have to distribute. Right? They
Well,
have.
they must have it if they tell us not to collect it.
Well, I
So
would,
all we're saying
I would
is.
like to assume that as well, but I don't pretend to understand what they do.
Well, I mean, I get it, but if they cost us 40 or 50 or 60,000, then, they need to look at that. I mean, if they wanna give us 15,000 and we would have got 80,000, I mean, that's a no-no.
I will say too, that we talked about Martha Trumbull County Auditor. We have been, I mentioned it when I talked about our reserves. Our casino, we still have one more casino payment. And that has been, again, we underestimated that by like 150, 200. It's been so far. So we've done well in that. But again,
Everybody
it's not
goes to
predictable.
casinos.
It's not predictable, right? And we can't, that's the thing, that's part of why we underestimate is because you can't always predict. It's a sales tax, a casino tax. It all depends on what people do. Right?
These
We
are
can't-
ours.
We can't estimate it as well. It's like a problem.
Marcy, I have a question for you. We were up in Jogga County last week, and I believe the commissioners told us they get a casino tax also.
Yes, everybody gets.
So every county gets it, whether they have a casino in that county.
I think it's, I'd have to look at it more thoroughly, but I believe it's done regionally. So it's not like, oh, because we don't have a casino in our.
You guys,
It's
okay,
in
I want to make sure you guys.
And we get it because of the
I want to
region.
make sure.
So you don't have to have
Okay.
it. Maybe Mr. Danzo knows more about it than I do.
don't.
Okay, sorry, I looked at your face, you looked like you knew something.
I tried.
No, but it is, I believe, done regional. I don't think it's like statewide, I think it's done by region, but I could be wrong.
You're probably right.
Martha, are we in our reserves? Are we at about 14%? We took over 14%.
No, reserves as part of, as compared to the budget, you mean?
Well, I mean, when we dug into the reserves, we took
Okay,
there was a percentage that there was a number, a metric.
but the metric that I used, or that I have been giving you is the
Yes.
percent of the budget. And we're at about 20% of the total budget. Now, where you run into problems is this, and maybe this is what you're asking about,
Well, I wanna know,
is that we have to have,
2 months?
2 months, I believe. The cat is 3, is it,
Yeah.
with the otter states with fiscal.
Yes.
Do you remember the facts on that? I apologize.
Yeah,
it's not
sorry.
in my head, but we have to be, we're not in fiscal emergency range, I will tell you.
Right.
They do, the recommendations, and they vary according to county. We're at 20%, we're okay.
Good.
But
So in your professional opinion,
I'm not gonna make this decision for you guys. I've given you guys the board.
Well-
I've given you all the facts.
Well, I don't always ask.
I kind of do. When he starts saying, when he
I know-
starts asking for my
Well, yes.
opinion, I
well,
know
I
I
know
can do
where
it.
we're at, and I know what we're gonna need, and, I don't think it's there. We know we have to fund these departments.
Well, I think it's there for
Yeah.
this year, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
I
not-
mean, it'll be in the reserves. You're gonna do
For the
it in
reserves. But wait a second,
No,
I just asked you the question
What?
about
You're asking.
about
If it's
where we're at.
percentage.
Not the percentage, we're okay with the percentage, yes,
Yeah.
but we need to take money from somewhere to fund these departments,
I thought,
and we're gonna be short by about 800,000. I mean, we're gonna be short about 800, we're gonna need about $1 million.
Just can't take out a 928.
And we didn't,
I said they
We-
can't take out a 928. 921, 933.
Yeah, it depends on who,
Yeah.
but given what it looks like you need,
So
to
we're-
spread it over. For it.
You can spread it all around.
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is.
It's sitting in
where we
921.
It's part of this 20%.
Yeah, that is sales tax. Sales tax is a reserve. That's 9.
Okay.
So
Now,
in that,
Yeah, 928. So
Yeah,
and
929 is undivided, 928 is justice.
Right, yeah, that's only for the
Then it means
prosecutors
for
or
sheriff,
sheriff.
prosecutor,
Yeah.
coroner, 911, any of the courts.
Yes.
Courts.
so that 20%, and this is what we kind of talked about, that 20% is inclusive of, again, like they said, the undivided sales tax, which is the 921. The 928 sales tax, which can only be dedicated to justice, which is what they said. The casino tax, which is the 100,000 that you just put in there to inclusive of that, 20%. And then the, 943 is the casino tax, the 949 is the NCO. That's what makes up that 20%.
Right,
Is what.
correct.
Yeah.
But
So-
but all the additional sales tax dollars that we collected within the 921.
Yes,
No, a portion of them, three quarters of percent go into, 921 and a quarter goes into 928. Because that's the way our sales tax is.
Still
The 1% is divided between undivided and justice. We have two different sales tax because they, or funds because they.
Because we have to.
So
divide.
year to date, how much additional sales tax have we collected above what you had anticipated?
I have 2.7 million.
All together, and that's all together.
That's all together, undivided and justice. In that spreadsheet I send you, it's together. We only divide it once we put it into the two funds, but you see it all together.
Which it does line up because of what we had dipped in the beginning, we've replenished by, that's how we're back up to that 20%.
do we estimate where maintenance is gonna be somewhere around the 350 to 400?
I need to, so we.
I know, I
We
just
need to
wanna.
dig
just
Yeah, I
an
need to talk with them. There's multiple buckets that can be moved.
Okay,
So
what, the one thing, and let me explain this.
any money that's left over.
Money
to
this
move
year-
before we have some.
We have not typically moved money as much as we have now, because each department is now being held responsible for their budgets. Instead of making them whole at the end of the year, everyone has to take, if I have more money in this line item and I need it over here, I have to move it first. The departments are not used to doing that. So Kay is not used to doing that. Many of these departments are not used to doing that. I was not used to doing
This
that.
is the second year. Making the general fund adhere to the budgetary
Right.
rules that.
Where
all the
we're
others have
we're
to.
being held responsible.
That's correct.
I understand, I'm just trying to simplify everything.
No, I got you. I understand.
Alright, here's my question. A few weeks ago, we transferred some money into people's budgets. How much of that did we transfer then? What's that number? Okay.
We transferred out $970,000.
900, okay, so now we need maybe another million, so let's say we're at 2 million. So what I'm trying to say is, we brought in 2.7 million additional dollars that weren't accounted. So we should be okay.
but it went into.
So
but that's
in my
considered-
simple calculations is, we have another $700,000 until we get even.
That went into, that's considered.
I know where it went, but we had 2.7 million that we did not. Was not accountable for. So,
And I'm not sure I'm completely following you, but although, yes, you're quoting what we did for general fund. But we also used, you also used other money, it's all together 4.28. That's why it's not as replenished as we would like to see it.
right. It's not, but. Right now, in my figures, we're still at 2 million and we brought in 2.7, so.
We also started with 15 million in reserves and we're at 13 million right now. With that 2.7.
Almost 14 now.
Yeah, it's almost,
It's almost 14.
it is almost, yeah. We're about $1 million off,
Yeah.
a little over $1 million less than we started. So we are making up for it with the sales
With
tax.
nobody getting paid off.
Correct,
As a-
as of now.
Well, look, I don't think we're gonna see it. I mean, we have the money there to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if you.
I told you before, I'm not laying anybody off.
Well, even if you had to dig into the reserve.
Well, I don't wanna do that either, right?
Okay, yeah.
Really don't.
But I have to give you a picture.
So,
So do we need more
That's
money?
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all right, yeah, we can make it, we'll have to take some out, yeah, could be a lot worse.
I think it's
53 or 3.
a little better than what it was at the beginning of the year, put it that way. From where we were.
Well, yeah, we cut ourselves too big.
Yeah, we cut ourselves. a bunch
It's
of
5 or
money.
6, that's it.
We haven't done a lot of projects either. Just use the Stark Auditor's Office. Last year, there were a lot of little projects that we were using the sales tax for that we didn't use that for this year, so that we could use it for general operating budget, so.
Yeah,
First of all, you started to ask a question and I interrupted you in it.
well, you don't, that's
Okay.
fine.
So the second is, you're saying you haven't, I have a meeting with my union next week. Can I tell them that we're fully funded?
Yeah, I don't see it.
I think so.
We, if we vote on it, we gotta discuss. We gotta sit and discuss all.
Just
We do, but I mean, I don't see why,
I mean,
think
Sheriff's
one
pulling out a couple $100,000 here, we may have, we didn't even get to the maintenance part yet.
well, we kind of figured that in. And I think, like Commissioner Bernard said, I believe that we're fine. It's just a matter where we're gonna pull it from. I mean,
That's
if
what
we
get to
have to take,
discuss.
if we have to take them out of reserves. I know the auditor, I don't know if you're hearing that, but
I don't, but I also
we
understand.
may need to do that just to get ourselves to, be able to fund these
if
departments.
you're asking me to take it out of the reserve, to stop layoffs, I think my answer is yes.
Well, I mean,
Well, can I touch on some of the maintenance issues that's gonna come about here soon? And we're hoping to hold off as long as we can. We got a few compressors out. The JJC need an oven. We estimate that between.
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry, where was the compressors on it?
At agricultural. JJC got an oven that's going bad as well. We estimate that between 6,000 to 10,000. The jail itself, boilers need retube. Then they're asking for additional doors in the exterior areas that we're estimating about 10,000. That depend on how the folks come in. Planning need 2 grinder pumps that allow us to do proper drainage in their sanitary system. We estimate that about 5. I'm sorry, we estimate that at 10. What's the 5? Is that right there?
That's another compressor that's out.
Planning got another compressor on it, and air handler on the roof. And engineers want a new sidewalk, as well as JFS, they want a new sidewalk as well. And I got a quote for the engineers at 650 North River, $17,000. I'm trying to find one a little bit lower than that. But the whole sidewalk is completely deteriorating. Which if we don't get on it quick enough, that's just a workers' comp waiting to happen.
They can't pour it themselves, they don't have anybody out there.
Not that I know of, but and this is just from
They
the
used to do concrete work out there, they used to have somebody, they don't have anybody out there that knows how to do it.
I asked Dave,
Yeah, I would ask.
but that's just something, and that's as of now, people still want new carpet, they want paint, they want additional stuff as well. I don't know, people think maintenance got endless amount of money. But I can only tell them what we got. We ain't
We
got.
want
what we got.
carpet too, we didn't think it get our carpet.
Yeah, but we had a situation recently. The recorder hasn't had her office painted yet.
Yeah,
She's been
well,
back for 9 months.
Can't
And
paint
so I said, go ahead and paint it.
Yeah.
We need to do stuff like that.
Oh,
But probate want the whole 3rd floor in stone,
Yeah.
in stone.
That's a little different. That's a little different.
And all you need is his office done too.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's done.
how is it done?
Sorry, didn't we already work on the 3rd floor of stone? I mean, we spent a lot of money in the stone building, I'm just,
Frederica, I guess he wanna repaint it.
why?
I don't know.
So I think okay, I get it, but I think what you guys should do is quantify to the Board of Commissioners how much was spent in overtime specifically on the stone building. Cause to paint it, and then we're gonna ask to redo it, I think you guys need to see those things before a true cost analysis should be done before you're.
I think we walked it, Tony, not too long ago with Joe. Over at
Mine.
third.
I understood.
Was that the floor that they were gonna do by the?
They're willing to do the carpet. We just figured we could probably meet them halfway with the paint.
Well,
You know.
let me ask, what was wrong with the paint job that we did?
I don't think it's nothing wrong with it.
So
I
why does it ever?
think that's more of a request.
Okay, so it's not a need.
It's a one.
It's different.
Okay.
I mean, I could see sidewalks, crumbling sidewalks.
Well, that is true.
As we're getting down the short hairs too,
Well, can I?
what's the status of the grant from planning commission? We gave 94,000 and said we're gonna get reimbursed that. Do we have any idea when that's coming back? Nick Cargan's,
Oh, no, I have nothing. There is not, it's crickets, not one word. I have no idea. No clue. And now remember, we still have not spent the hydrola, I'm sorry.
My question is, and I feel like we're just not getting down to the answer, and maybe I'm just being. Not that, but. Was the job not done well and they want to redone? What is the reasoning? Can anybody give us?
Outside of the judges requesting new fresh paint, he won't fresh paint because they're gonna redo that whole floor. I couldn't tell you what's the reason behind that, outside of it's been one.
Okay. But. Can
Did we paint it originally or did a contractor?
We painted it originally.
like a year ago?
I don't know, I wasn't. here.
No, I'm telling you, it was a year
Oh,
ago.
okay.
Yeah. It was in 2020.
But you do want it,
Well, it might have been a year and a half technically.
you do want a different color.
But nobody's.
Got it.
Okay,
That's where. It's.
Unless a change of colors.
okay, that's all.
but even at that, that's expending labor. When I heard the word overtime jumping here somewhere, where'd that come from?
There ain't no overtime on this one.
No, I wanna be clear. The work that was done at the stone building prior, this is where we need to be extremely clear, was done on overtime. So for us to then go redo something that we did on overtime, I feel like needs to be brought up to the Board of Commissioners. So they're understanding, we just paid double and a half for something. We did complete the project, and now we're going forward and saying, let's go ahead and do it again, is all I'm saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
Good clarification.
Thank you.
And because of the color change. Not because
It's not my job to say whether they need it or don't, it's just, I'm just.
Looking for some type of green. What color is the walls now?
Yeah.
I believe they're white.
He's reasonable. He's been in here, been fair, so
He's
I
always.
think he'll understand that, hey, that.
He
this
would
is
absolutely,
the
he
right
would.
time for this.
That's all I'm saying, if we could just go to him,
He
go
would,
to
he's
whoever
very,
and
he
say,
would
there's,
absolutely.
here's the facts behind it. If we could work together,
He
that's all.
probably doesn't realize it was just a year and a half heated. He probably thinks it's still the old paint.
Look fresh to me. But then my eyes different.
He might not have even been over there. Who knows?
He sent Joe over there a lot, so.
Yeah, Joe's over there,
Well, Joe just does what he wants him to do.
but if we can go back with quantifiable numbers, and say,
Yeah.
we've already done this and we did this at time and a
He's-
half,
he's-
and therefore we could, I mean, they might still tell us no, but at least we could ask.
Joe's even.
And then the something on the roof of the air handler, didn't we just replace the whole?
Roof on.
Yeah,
No, there's definitely a compressor on it. I don't think that rooftop unit was replaced. The roof was.
The roof was replaced.
But not the air handler.
So no one knew about the air handler at the time that the roof was done.
Well, I'm sure at the time it wasn't an issue. This happened recently.
Can it be repaired?
Yeah, for about $5,000.
Okay, well, that's at least not,
Well, no,
it's not
that's,
the numbers that I'm used to hearing, so I mean.
no, that's the
okay.
number that we gave. Around 5. We're not replacing.
I like it. So then one thing at a time,
but
right?
right,
Have to plan and act according, I know. We certainly did not need what happened in this going on Friday, but it is what it is.
That engineer's office project. 24,000. Has that been taken out already?
It's complete.
It's completed?
Wasn't that just the
I don't
The
know
plans?
Is that up? Is that
That's where we
upstairs?
got-
Before?
we got the loan for the office. I don't know if this was plans, architect or engineer. It's probably too low.
What is the change?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Property when we purchased it.
Oh, and that's, yeah, I wanted to point that out. This property purchase, that was for the bike trail, and we get 80% of that back. And we probably already got 80% back. Didn't I do the pay in? Yeah. We got 80% of that back. Let me go check the engineer's office.
Okay.
Nice. I don't know. I wonder if that's a good question. Well, yeah.
We have the current commissioners and further commissioners and prosecutor's office listed on the auditor state's website. Correct. Legislative authority.
I'm just curious, he's just.
No, it wasn't everybody, they don't like to rely on the legislative authority getting it from.
No, we had a couple change orders on the engineer's office that we had to take the money to 921. So that was the engineer's office.
I think it's done. I think they're all done there.
Yeah, this project's long done. Sorry, it's Mr.
Mr. D'Angelo, you need any more money?
We'll always take some. Commissioners, just for what it's worth, we appreciate what you did for our office. We did not get as many resumes as we wanted to try to fill that vacant position we have, but we've got a couple options that we're working on still. But I think that we are good in our office. I did talk with Shara, just so you guys know. One thing we were able to do, even with filling that position, hopefully here soon, is we had a couple retirements in our office that we did not expect at the beginning of the year. And we were able to do the retirement payouts for those individuals without having to come back to you guys by using kind of rearranging the funds that we had in there. So we are trying to make it through the end of the year, still kind of doing everything that we need to, plus eating those retirement payouts in our present budget without having to do anything. I think we're going to get there. Now, if we have anything else unexpected come up, we'll have to talk to you about that, maybe, kind of as it happens. But right now, we don't anticipate having to come back and ask for anything, even with that as additional unexpected money. So
What about that letter to the state legislators where,
for the public defender's office, I have not got that done yet.
we need to get that.
I think I did mention to you though, when we talked about this one other time, that I did verbally talk to Representative Santucci and Dave Thomas about it. I have not finalized that letter to them on it. I told them I would follow up with it, but I did verbally talk about it, and they definitely saw where that imbalance comes from there. And I think they did recognize too that the essentially free money that the public defender's office gets from the state does cause people to ask for maybe more than they absolutely might need in some cases. But again, like we talked, about that program, it is, obviously defense for people that can't afford it is important. We recognize that. We want them to have a good defense. So I think just maybe working with them on some sort of plan, see if there's any way we could have that more equitable with not only the defense side, but the prosecutor's office. We're still gonna try to talk to them about that, absolutely.
Is your conference room done?
We are actually at the very end phases of destructing the current conference room. We had to get a lot of bookshelves, files, books out of there that took a lot longer than we expected. We appreciate facilities for helping us with moving that stuff too. Because those bookcases took a lot of effort, the books took a lot of effort. We do have essentially, I'll call it the design done on it. Now we just have to start the process of actually going out for the proposals for the actual work and start the actual work. So we're behind where we wanted to be, but we are making progress at this point, at least.
I know they're putting the bookshelves on gov deals, so
Yeah.
that was now.
There was a lot of people who actually wanted the bookshelves internally to the county first, so we just had a lot of them.
You
So
just
there's
have
some
a lot.
leftovers.
Commissioners, I do think that the building and vehicle maintenance obviously will need some more money, but there's some funds that they have available left over to move prior to.
When do you think we could get those numbers? Well, that isn't your.
I mean, I'll sit with them right after this, to be honest with you.
Well, my question is, so when do we need to start transferring some of this money over? Like you, Martha, when do you need
Well,
that money?
I need to know that I'm gonna get it. We're okay right now, but I will need it soon. And I need to know so that I can assure my union that we're not gonna have layoffs.
I mean, just a matter of delegating or appropriating from wherever we're gonna get it from, that's all. I don't think we're in a disagreement. I don't know.
No, we just need to figure out, like, with any other plan we put off, we gotta figure out where the money's coming from first.
I get it.
Before we do it.
So,
And a lot of them are not asking for a lot. You guys aren't asking for a lot.
So
It's
you
not,
decide
it's minimal.
piecemeal it and just like do the ones that you know and then do the ones that you. Yeah.
I think that's what we should do, and I think the utilities, we should just keep rolling the way it is and just fund it at the end.
Dawn Zinni did text, she does $75,000.
Okay. Very
She
good.
said she thought that was clear when she turned it in before, she did.
That's what I thought.
That's why she didn't submit something else.
I didn't ask for, I just wanted them to come and say, this is what we still need, and this is where we are, which I was very surprised to see Board of Elections, to see it that low. I thought I was expecting 82,000, not 38, so that was a pleasant surprise.
hey,
You're welcome.
I'm not,
What do they need to do, work with you to get the numbers?
Yeah, we'll figure it out, and with Christie, I can kind of figure out where we wanna.
If you do what you did the last time.
Did that work?
Put it in payroll, we can put it on the transfers
Okay,
and get it transferred.
that
to where
works
we
because
want
it was easy for everybody to move. I didn't have to worry about a
Right.
lot, and it was.
You don't wanna have everybody giving you a spreadsheet of their particular accounts. That they
No,
need.
thank you.
That'd be a lot.
And they need, quite frankly, they need to be able to start. That's, when we talk about.
So we do reports.
When we talk about.
Sorry about-
That learning how
They
to
didn't roll
transfer
everything up
and
to
do the
different
things
stuff.
that they
Everybody
want
has
to
to
their
decide.
budget work.
Yes,
This is helpful for them. It gives them
There's
more
some
experience.
gotcha, gotcha, and they have to move it around.
Yes.
I like that
They're
idea. It
responsible,
worked very well last time. So we just have to
Session.
figure out if we're taking it all from, are we taking part of it from casino, are we taking part of it from 921? What do you wanna do? Do you wanna make it simple and just take it out of one?
But that's.
I know, but I'm not I'm talking out loud.
That's what we gotta decide is
So that's something
where it
you
all
guys to
comes
think.
from, and then we'll see what we have.
Just give us the balance in each one of those.
It's here,
You have that.
it's here on this paper. We just can't use 928.
You have, the balances, actually, I don't have, if you look at their current balances are, or the most recent balances are given to you for each account. Are given to you on your financial report.
This is what, no, this is.
You should be getting a new one within the. I don't wanna say by the end of the week, but early next week.
But it'll be, it's not
We'll
gonna
find- I'll get
be
it.
that different.
It's gonna-
Yeah.
I know, it's on that other page.
I think it's reasonable we can vote on this next Wednesday. If we have everything by next Tuesday, if here's where it's coming from, put it on the agenda for Wednesday and make the appropriation.
And we know we're going to monitor that.
Looks in that direction though.
Does everyone feel confident in my suggestion that we wait to fund the utilities till the end?
The only thing I worry about now is there's some, like we haven't heard from judges at any given moment, you know, they can mandate something.
Christie's Hysteric Auditor's Office, Sharon, I did talk about this earlier about this. There are going to be accounts that have budgets still available at the end. That's what we have done in the past.
There is.
Move that to an account and then use that to cover the over budgets. We would want to start looking at that probably in early December so that we know what we have and that we can get that approved by the commissioners before their last date. That way too, if there isn't that, we know that we need to make an alternate plan for that.
And I think that's a really good point, Christy, because I mean, we see that within some, just like, again, looking at Beacon Building. There are some accounts that can be moved before we make that definitive answer of dipping into anything further. So I feel like the board should probably look at that first. We all know that there's some line levels that, you know,
I've scanned through the general fund. There are a few, we also just don't know at this point what needs to be paid still for them in October and November,
Right.
December.
And
That's why I
there's
said
such
we
a
should
big
make that
gap.
in December.
and that's
We do.
unfortunately, there's no way unless.
We
we're
have
doing
some
that.
that our percentages are usage percentages lower.
But you pay at the end of the year.
But we have to pay at the
Yeah.
end of the year,
There are a lot of maintenance fees.
and we looked at that, and when we came up with what we had. for
Sure.
this.
No, that makes
And
sense.
and part of why we felt comfortable, even though we know we have some overtime. Unfortunately, in order to meet some deadlines with the abstract with the state. And even though we know that, and we also know that our variance was a little higher. We felt like we could take it from some of those areas, but we had to be very cautious because we do have some big stuff.
Sure.
A lot of the software things at the end, those
Absolutely.
licenses are
They do
large,
hit the end.
large ticket, and they're very at the very end or close to the end of the year.
Sure.
I would suggest if you're going to look at these more thoroughly and you don't have that done on Wednesday or maintenance and things like that, I would just ask that maybe the ones you do know you're going to fund,
Right.
that you put those on the agenda on Wednesday. It's one thing for me to walk into a union meeting and say we're gonna be funded. It's another if I have a journal action.
I don't think there's a problem with that.
Kind of piecemeal it, get those departments read, the ones that you know rolling.
Yeah,
Their adjustments, because those are individually gonna have to go to the commissioners as a transfer of appropriation to put into the account.
I agree. Because like for myself, I can wait, like especially a big chunk of the utilities, the insurance, we know that has to be there. So there's things that can be put on pause. And there's things that can't be. So-
We need to, as, again, for my employees with that insurance, that we're gonna make it.
Well. Commissioners, I think it was a fruitful meeting. Thank all the departments for the cooperation.
Everyone has done a really good job at maintaining
I think,
a viable budget. They really have. I'm very, very impressed with a lot of.
So I'll go out and let the state of Trumbull County is strong. State of the county,
Go for
right?
strong.
State of the county.
2025.
It's all right, you take, knock it down one at a time.
Exactly.
Commissioners, I think that sums up this meeting.
Have we adjourned?
Huh?
Did we open?
Oh, I think we opened the meeting, yeah, we got adjourned.
Motion is adjourned?
Seconds.
Mr. Bernard,
Yes.
Mr. Malloy,
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez.
Of course.